playing on the weekend. The Premier League and the other leagues across the grounds are going to have another round of fixtures.
Yeah.
We are starting off on Saturday at noon with a trip to the Amex Stadium where Brighton welcome Manchester United for their game. What do we think about this game heading into the weekend?
Obviously, there's not a lot of much to say in that game. Brighton, there's one very lovely thing about Brighton. Whenever you watch Brighton, you know you're going to watch beautiful football.
Hmm.
Football.
Table toppers at the moment, isn't it?
They are going to give you football, not football.
Football.
Football. So they're going,
Foobur.
they're going to.
Football.
So no matter, even if they lost their coach,
Hmm.
that made them play that attractive football.
I mean, they've been playing it since Potter.
Yeah, yes, yeah. So at least they
So
lost.
Potter, De Zerbi, and the new guy.
Yeah,
now.
so that's what I'm saying. At least Giuseppe was the recent guy, so that's why I
Mhm.
mentioned him. So they were able to handle Everton, whatever. Even if Everton had chances, which most teams will have when you are playing with Brighton, because they attack so much and they leave pockets of spaces for you to operate.
Mm.
But when you don't have the quality to bury them, that's
suffer.
that's when you're going to be suffering.
Mhm.
So, but at least in the case of Man you have a bit of this quality to operate. Don't be surprised Brighton is going to even play a better football than United. But Man U, Man United will be able to, at least because of the quality they have up front with Bruno and the likes of Rashford. I don't know if Zex is going to start. Diallo, interruption. But what I'm just going to say is that Man U should be able to handle the pressure of Brighton, at least with the new couple of signings at the back.
Mhm, mhm.
You understand? This is a little test for me for United. If they are able to handle the pressure from Brighton and just be able to finish their chances, that's United's problem. Sometimes they like you said earlier on, football is a game of moments. When you have your chances, please bury them.
That's the way it should
But
be.
when you don't bury them, you bring these small teams, you bring them into the game, you make them start believing that they can do more. So that's what I just think Man U should do. Man U should just try to finish the game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, about Brighton. We all know Brighton. We're always gonna get goals from them. From like, I feel like obviously they have a new manager now. Like, but you know that goals. Look at their first game of the season. You still saw the goal.
They're the ones who are lead. They're the ones top in the Premier League
But
at the moment.
like, I feel like they still have the same style from Grandpa. Obviously, I know every manager has a different style, but the goals are gonna come.
Fundamentals don't change.
Exactly.
Fundamentals
From
don't
Potter,
change.
Giuseppe, and now
Zerbi
this
and
new guy. And secondly, end of last season, we won against them.
Yeah.
Won at the Stadium 4. I feel like Brighton and Man U, I think it's going to be a tough. Like that's going to be Man U. Obviously, Fulham, it wasn't that easy, but it was good. But I feel like before Liverpool, this Brighton game is going to show that okay, Man U, are you ready for them? And secondly, if you notice, Brighton, their back, their injured player back. Everyone, don't forget about Mitoma. You saw his
Yeah.
performance. Mitoma was injured end of last season. His first game for Brighton.
Yeah, but the real star of their first
No,
game was the right winger Minte.
I know. There's still
Minte was the person who really ran the show.
But my point is that we know how Mitoma, even Danny Welbeck, that was a former signing of Man U, like we know he still gets the goals for Brighton. So the way I see that game is it's not gonna be easy. But I feel like both teams are really gonna go for each other. But like Ola said, like the chances Man U made against Fulham, they should, if they have those type of chances against Brighton, they should not waste them because Brighton, you saw the chances they had at Old Trafford last season, they buried them.
Yeah.
So I feel like both teams are gonna go for each other, and I expect we're all gonna expect a good game from Brighton. But I just feel like both teams needs to go for both chance. Like any chance they get, they need to go for you. But it's not gonna be easy. That's what I'm gonna say.
So early score predictions.
I'm saying 2-1 United.
I go with the same. That was my score. You stole my score. So it's 2-1. I'm taking 2-1.
3-1. 3-1 United.
2-1 United.
3-1 United.
I think United will just be lucky. Because I think Brighton, what I can see them pressuring Man U, then the Manchester United are able to contain that pressure for some time. Then they will just use their chances. Man U just do their normal way.
Well, entertaining game on the next round. Crystal Palace welcome West Ham United. That's a very interesting game as well because Oliver Glasner with Palace, they lost their first game, albeit with unfortunate circumstances. Uh, but they are welcoming West Ham United, who also lost their first game to Aston Villa. So two teams finally looking to get their first points of the Premier League season. How do you see this coming?
Yeah, I see that game as a high scoring game. I'm seeing a goal galore,
Is it?
a thriller, like a 3-2.
Mm.
So I think because West Ham is there, they're not going to be happy with the Aston Villa game.
No, they won't.
Yeah, so same with Crystal Palace. They would think they are supposed to win that game. So these are two teams that are going to be coming with a lot of voltage.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're not coming to play, so I'm expecting just good attacking plays from both sides, trying to show their quality. And I think the team that has the most quality will speak for that day. And I think Crystal Palace is at home. That's the only thing that I'm.
Yeah, Palace is at
Yeah,
home.
so I think that's the thing I'm a bit skeptical about. So I'll give Crystal Palace a 3-2 win. A 3-2 win.
3-2 Crystal Palace.
Hmm. Crystal Palace West Ham. That's going to be an interesting game. The way I say Crystal Palace under their new manager towards the end of last. Obviously, I don't want to use last season to judge, but we have to be honest. Towards the end of last season, they played a very bit, especially at home. And now this is a new season. But like Ola said, both teams are really going to go attacking each other. Nah, it's really gonna be tough. If I have to predict, I say draw. If I'm being, I feel both teams are gonna go for each other. Like I said, there's gonna be goals, but
Mhm.
I have to see a draw.
Well,
And also that right wing of Crystal Palace, I know they've Olise is not there to. Obviously, Eze is doing what he does well, but I just feel like that partnership between Olise, Mateta, and Eze. Obviously, if they obviously they can't replace Olise, but if they can, but I just feel like West Ham with their new signings, I feel like their Lopetegui, their coach, want to prove a point that okay, we should have won or drew against Aston Villa. This one they want to prove a point, even though it's away. So I feel like they want to go full force. So I'm seeing a draw or Crystal Palace win. So I'll stick with a draw.
I'm sticking with the draw as well. Something along the lines of 2-2 for me. And in the next game, Leicester City are traveling to Craven Cottage to face Fulham. What do we think early of this game? Because Fulham, they just happened to come against a team that was willing to make a point in the first game. They actually have a lot of fundamentals right, and Marco Silva could do with leaving Adama Traore on the bench because I'm sure he was expecting some kind of luck the way they played against United last year, or last season rather, where Traore got the game-winning assist and everything, but there was no such luck
Um,
this time. So maybe make a few tweaks in the game against Leicester City. But I mean, what were any thoughts on the game, and who do you think is going
um,
to win it?
I see Fulham winning against Leicester because
Mm.
we are right. Against Man United, Man United wanted to prove a point, especially at Old Trafford because I think this one is their first home game, and Leicester, and
Fulham's home
we know
game, yeah.
Leicester just got promoted, and also with the new signings Fulham has made this season, and I think from that match against Man U, I think we have noticed some changes that I wanted. Like I won't be surprised if we see some changes in that their midfield against Leicester. So I feel like Marco Silva will be well prepared for that match. So don't get me wrong, Leicester they did well to get a draw against
Fantastic,
Tottenham. They played
fantastic
well,
results that.
and they
Fantastic
want to
results that.
want is that they want to go win it against Fulham, but for Fulham as their first home game, they want to prove a point that okay, we lost our game against you. This is our first home game. They want to prove a point. So I say Fulham edging winning against Leicester.
I'm gonna keep it short for this couple of games that we have. Fulham, Leicester. Now, I think Fulham obviously losing to United. I think they're going to in their home game now, the Craven Cottage. They're going to try to make a statement with Leicester because obviously, in as much as Leicester were able to get that draw with Tottenham, but Tottenham lost a lot of chances. I think Solanke lost like 4 chances alone. So I
I
think
think you had a stinker of the first game
yeah. So
for Spurs.
I see at least Fulham trying to just make a statement because Leicester they don't have defensively they're not sound.
Mm-mm.
2024 still playing Fizz and what's the other guy's name?
Fees and oh
What's
god,
this other centre back? I can't recall for now. But 2024 playing those guys and 2024 with Vardy. Vardy is still that guy, but I think his movement is still there, but he will not. Sometimes he will not be able to keep up with some kind of defenders when you play correctly and you just put your defensive line in a proper shape. So I can see Fulham just edging it as maybe a 2-1 win. That's what I just see.
the other
Maybe
person was Vestergaard.
yeah, to imagine. So I think Fulham should be able to operate with those teams. Just at least a 2-1 win, maybe a lucky Vertigo again or somebody. But I think Fulham, I see Fulham edging
I
the
think the
match.
game would actually be much in the balance because in as much as Fulham is good, Leicester did impress moving forward because they faced a much more potent front line than Fulham in Spurs with Madison almost running riots all the time. And then, as you mentioned, Fulham came missed a ton of chances on the day. And then Muniz as well is not exactly what you'd call a clinical striker as well. Yeah, he could get some goals. He did get some goals last season, but Leicester moving forward, going forward, are much more threatening than they looked much more threatening than Fulham, to be very honest, especially against a much better defense because United's defense was better than it was last season, but Spurs played their first choice defense, and we know how good that defense is. But the likes of the Ghanaian right winger, I can't remember his name now, and the guy that played in the 10 for them, Bon Anote, that guy was on fire for most of the game. So I still see Leicester. Yeah, Fatawu was the person that played right wing. I still see Leicester edging the game somehow. I feel like Fulham, it might take a while for them to get their first points of the season because they are good. And this is not me being biased against Fulham because they got Sanderberg and refused to buy McTominay or anything. But I just feel Leicester will have the edge on them this Saturday. And well, we might be having a massacre, an early massacre in the Premier League already because all the Premier League games have been very low scoring so far, highest being 3-0. But Ipswich Town are going to make the very long trip to the Etihad to face the champions of England, Manchester City, in a stadium where they rarely lose. By the way, Al Nassr have taken the lead in their game. Ronaldo on the score sheet. Opened the YouTube channel yesterday, scored a goal today. What a man. What a man.
Always blessed.
Always turning
Who
up.
who jobless, no man cares.
But yeah, Ipswich is traveling to Manchester City for their second game of the Premier League. I think it's a very rough baptism by fire process that Ipswich is going. They play Liverpool 1 week and then the next week they're going away to City.
Yeah, it's just a bad week for. It's just a bad couple of early games for Ipswich.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you watch their style, they are just like Luton last year. Luton they come with full force when they're in their ground away. They were able to put pressure on those big teams. You understand? So I think they are the Luton of this season. So what I'm going to say in that game, I don't have much to say. It's Manchester City. That's one thing about it. They get the job done, even if they don't. Most of the time, they don't even have to be the best. Now, City they are becoming that club in the Premier League where it's just like the old United. They don't have to be the best on the pitch. When they have their moment, they take it. You don't find City losing chances, trying to find goal now. When they have the chance, they bury it. So I just see a 3-0 win for Man City. Yeah,
4-0
3-0.
City. Because I have Haaland. I went to buy Haaland on IPL. I took -8 to get Haaland.
Nah,
on
I've still
IPL.
not gotten that on my team.
I went to buy Haaland.
Everyone knows at the Etihad, a promoted club coming there is not going to be easy for them to get a win. Obviously, everyone knows it's going to be an easy win for City. But I just feel like one thing about you going to City is that don't play that defensive game with City.
Try come out.
Don't. You're right. Try come out, but don't play that defensive game. Like sit back. Like even though you're gonna lose, at least come at press them. Like let's attack because no matter if you sit down with City, City will always find a way. You see, one thing if you guys know something about it, City they move like W. So from the left wing to the middle to the right wing, and they keep going. Especially when you sit back, it become what. Obviously, I'm not expecting them to go and win at Etihad, but take the risk and let's attack, drop back attack. But everybody knows it's gonna be. Me too. I also predicting 3-0 for
I
City.
called 4-0 for City. I want Haaland hat trick and 1 assist. At least
Yeah, but
I need
all
to
I just
boost.
know
I need
that
to boost my
don't
status
play
in FPL,
defensive game. Obviously, I'm not. They don't have the players to press City, but don't all of you don't sit back.
man.
And especially because we from that first game against Liverpool, you can tell he plays with a back three.
Yeah, and
It's not the formation, but don't
also one
like
thing that
like go
yeah
for like press them that, but don't sit back because of their. Obviously, we know Man City are the champion. Like there's that respect, but don't give them that too much respect that because they are the champions. That we are going to get here to sit back, attack anything can happen. Like say any moment. Football is all about moment. Any moment can happen. They could get a goal, but
and then
can't say.
Ipswich as well. I think they ran out of gas against Liverpool, which is why
That's what I'm
Liverpool were
saying,
just
and
able to
that they should
take
not make that
control of the
mistake
game.
against
So I
City.
think they should conserve their energy until they're able to condition themselves to like play
Exactly.
that high intensity football for the
Exactly.
entire 90 minutes.
Exactly.
Because from about 60 something minutes, the intensity left, and then Liverpool were beginning to find
Exactly
spaces.
when that exactly when Salah scored that
Yeah,
goal.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's that. Southampton welcome Nottingham Forest to St Mary's. That might be a bit of a breather for them to welcome Nottingham Forest. At least now they're playing at home. Brereton Diaz and his antics were able to leave a scar for Newcastle. That would be a very interesting return leg to look forward to. But they're welcoming Nottingham Forest, who drew their first game against Bournemouth.
Yeah,
So, what
I
we
don't
think
really
here?
have much to say about that game, but all I just know that I think Southampton, obviously that game, I know they didn't win the game, even though Newcastle had red card last week, but they played like for
They
the
did.
first 25 or 30 minutes, they really
They
played.
did.
I was
They
even
did.
surprised,
They
like
did.
they really played Newcastle.
They did.
So I feel like they've been playing good football. Let's be honest. So I feel like they are really like that's their first home game. Them too, they want to prove the point that okay, we may have not won the game against Newcastle, but
Mhm.
we should try to this thing. So I really think the game is really going to be tough because both teams really want to get points against each other. So I think Southampton is going to edge this one for me.
Okay.
For me, like it's going to be like a
You
one goal
want to
difference,
talk about the
2-1.
game?
Yeah, I just have the scoreline to see. I just think Santa T, obviously, and Nottingham Forest, both of them, one had a draw and one had a loss. So they're going to both two small teams just trying to go for each other. So I just think it's a 1-1 draw. That's what I think.
Mm. Well, I really can't predict anything on that game, to be honest, because I think it's one of the lower profile games of the weekend. But Everton are traveling to Spurs. Tottenham versus Everton. Solanke might have finally have the chance to redeem himself for those many misses against Leicester, because now he's going to make his home debut in front of the Spurs fans and everything, and then Everton, get a chance to take themselves from the bottom of the table or something, because currently they're the ones who are in last. So, how do we see this game going?
Uh, I think Everton at home, right?
No, Spurs are home.
Spurs in the Spurs stadium. Okay. I see. It's nothing to because I think Everton now the balance their defense is a bit poor.
I think Branthwaite is
Sebi,
injured
I
at the
think
moment.
I think everybody can enter that defense. The defense is just like a pathway.
porous at this
Yeah,
One of the strongest defense
it's just like a shop right. You can go in and come out whenever you please.
ShopRite is wild.
Yeah, so I just think Tottenham on that day, if they're able to utilize their chances, which they had against Leicester, if they're able to just be clinical and at least if they're at home, so they have the fans behind them and everything, so they were able to cage Everton and just win. I think a 3-1 win for Tottenham.
Really?
Yeah, same as they said, I feel like it's going to be an easy win for Tottenham. No disrespect to Everton, but Tottenham at home, we know how good they are with everyone
Yeah.
fit.
Yeah.
With their new signing of a striker. I feel,
Bentancur is injured though, and
Yeah, but their midfield is
Bissouma might
still
be back
back.
for this game anyway.
Yeah.
Because I think his suspension is over.
So exactly with their new signings they've made, I feel like they're okay. They're not missing, except for Bentancur, they're not missing like serious injury, and they're at home again. And
Yeah.
like we know how good their defense is at home, so I feel like it's going to be an easy win. So I'm saying like 2-0.
2-0 Tottenham.
To
It's
Tottenham.
more reasonable for me. Then I think this should be the main event on Saturday. The game, one of the most successful and epic hit watches that we've had in epic memory. We thank God for that last season. Leon Bailey and Oli Watkins, may God bless you forever. Arsenal are going to Aston Villa for the main event on Saturday. This is a very interesting game because Arsenal will be out for blood and Villa will be out to show them that what we did last season is not a fluke. We can do it again as many times as we want. How do we see this game unfolding?
Oof. I feel like you said, this is the one. That's the best. That's going to be the best game of the weekend in the Premier League because I think Arsenal still are still a
Best
bit
game of the
upset.
weekend? No, there's a better. I think
No, for in the Premier League.
yeah, in the Premier League. I think there's still a better one. There's one that can contend for it.
Which one would
We'll
you?
get to that in a
Okay.
minute. Just hold on.
Oh, the way I say, like I said, Arsenal. I think they will still be thinking about the 2-0 loss against.
Because Villa beat
Villa.
them home and away last season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they will still be feeling that, and like you said, Villa beat them home anyway, and Villa like the way they play and the confidence to beat Man City and Arsenal in the space of 3 days. I think that will give them momentum, and I feel like both teams are really gonna go for it. Go for it. It's really gonna be a tough game. The way I see it, like Arsenal really want to they want to keep that momentum from their first win, and Villa too. They want to keep that moment. I think both teams are gonna go for each other. Uh, it's really gonna be difficult. It's really gonna be difficult.
I see Villa 1-0 win.
Oh,
A very late dagger. That's the way I see this game. A very, very late dagger. Villa 1-0 win.
I see a draw. Arsenal win.
I say Villa win anyway.
I'll stick with Arsenal in this one.
Yeah, there's nothing too much to say about this game. There are a lot at stake in this game because you need to remember Arsenal. They know what they learnt from last season. This kind of this to most of the fan base, this game was the one that lost them the league. But if they were able to win Aston Villa and they went on the winning streak, they would have been able to win the league. So I think they have that in their hearts already. And the way Arsenal is at the moment, even if it's an away game, so I think Arsenal they're going to do their best to make sure they keep this game in a very respectable manner. You understand? So I don't think Aston
Moving
Villa.
on to the other games that we have this weekend. Wolves are welcoming the team that has 50 first team players to the Molineux.
The Blue Boys.
Yeah, the Blue Boys, Bariga Boys, as we like to call them.
So
What are our initial thoughts?
yeah, from that game, I think Chelsea want to make a statement from that game. Obviously, they just came up, across the big dogs, the doggy dog club. That's
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
yeah, City. So this time around with Wolves, I think with a weaker opponent, so they were the after going to put their offensive quality. At least they still have some quality, so they're still going to put them across to Wolves. And I don't think Wolves have the from the Arsenal game. In as much as Arsenal is in a different place than Chelsea at the moment, but I think Chelsea just have the qualities to just get the job done. I think a solid 2-1 will be possible in that game. I'm giving them that one goal because they are away. So I think Chelsea will be able to just steal that win to just confuse the fan base that they are back. So that's what,
Confuse.
that's what they do.
Let's not look down on Wolves because of the Super Donato. And
I
that
mean, usually they play
performance,
without Pedro Neto for most of the season.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And also at home, they've been decent. If we look at last season, and let's look at that second half against Arsenal, there was a different Wolves entirely. And Chelsea, we see they are still trying to look for their starting 11 moving forward. I think Wolves, they know their starting 11. They might just do some changes. So I feel like both teams we really want to prove a point to Chelsea.
Because I mean, Chelsea today, they are currently playing against Serviet. And from the 11 that started
It's a
against
different.
City, only Caicedo was retained today.
So yeah, they want to prove a point. But I feel like Wolves want to stand their ground. Like Man City came there. Man City they beat Man City last season.
Yeah, they did.
Wolves.
They did that. Yeah.
So at home, I feel like they might have sold Pedro Neto, but I feel like they are still okay. That's why without their winger, I don't think people really say much. I think it's Rodrigo. No, Chan, the new signing they bought. The Rodrigo guy, I think he really caused trouble for the Wolves, Chelsea's. I'm sorry, Arsenal's defense last week. So I feel like both teams are really going to attack. Both teams are really going to attack each other, but Can't lie. I'm seeing a draw. Wolves win this one
I say a 1-1
because
draw in that
Wolves
game.
won against them last season. Obviously, I can't keep comparing last season, but
Yeah,
let's give it to Chelsea.
I think Wolves draw. I'm
Yeah,
calling
I'm
for a draw
saying.
in this game. And as you previously mentioned, Aston Villa versus Arsenal might be the standout game this weekend, but that may not necessarily be the case because there is a cracker at Anfield where Liverpool are welcoming perhaps one of the hotter acts of the last game week, Brentford. That is definitely a game to look forward to because Ivan Toney might be back. But even in the absence of Ivan Toney, Mbeumo and Wissa ran riot the last game. So, what are we saying? Predictions,
Nah, I see Liverpool edge that one.
insights into it.
I think
Liverpool leading
Liverpool
again.
edge down because it's going to be an Ancelot's first game at Anfield, and they
Mhm.
want to back him. Obviously, the fans are going to back him, but the players are going to prove a point that Anfield you can't just, even though we don't have Jurgen Klopp anymore, we can't just let Brentford come in and this thing.
Yeah, but
And they don't. And they,
Brentford do find joy at Anfield many times.
I know.
They're a tough outfit, that team.
Yeah, you have a point, but I see Liverpool winning this one.
Mm.
But I'm saying 2-3-1. I'm saying 3-1.
That's
Yeah,
not,
I don't
that's
say
not
I
bad.
don't say clean sheet.
That's not a bad way to look at it.
This game is it's a confusing game. Yeah,
Tell me about
you
it.
understand? It's a confusing game because it's easy for you to just say, okay, it's in Anfield, the normal Liverpool story, just cruise the opponents as fast as Anfield. But I think Brentford they have a lot to offer offensively. Defensively, they might not be sound. I don't think they even sound at all offensively, defensively. But offensively, on their day, they can do a very astute job.
Yep.
You understand? And they can cause that Liverpool on the attack. They can cause that Liverpool defense a lot of havoc. So, but I just think everything is going to go in place for Ancelot
Mm.
on the day our first game in the Anfield with the red guys. So I just think the Liverpool they're just going to get the job done against Brentford. If Liverpool are able to neutralize Brentford's attack, they are just going to win the game. I think they're going to win the game 3-0. Very comfortable game for Liverpool.
I see Brentford slightly edging the game, about 2-1 there for me. And
That would be amazing.
Yeah, moving around the grounds, Barcelona welcome Athletic Bilbao to Camp Nou, Spotify Camp Nou.
Woo!
A lot of us have not yet paid our Spotify subscriptions for this year,
Yeah.
so I don't know how Barcelona are going to do it yet, but they'll do it, I guess. But yeah, Barcelona versus Athletic Bilbao.
Yeah.
What are we thinking, guys?
I think that game is more than we see it on paper. You know they were trying to buy Nico Williams from that club, and now Atletico Bilbao have given the number of the legendary Monet, number 10, which is a very big number at Bilbao, to Nico Williams. I think Baka they're going to try to prove a point to Bilbao that you guys are kids, and obviously because of the Nico, there's a lot of sentiments around the game. So I think Baka is going to do everything possible to win that game, and mostly when they're playing at Camp Nou. So I think just a 2-0 win. It's okay.
2-0 win,
Yeah.
Barcelona.
With what I say, I think back they try their midfield. You can if you notice that they've got new, they're still trying to. Obviously, we know back at La Masia, they really know how to hold the ball, but I feel like they are trying to get the their midfield like the good play what's the word, the good feel for their midfield. They don't really have this thing, but I know they are for their wings are okay with Lamau and this thing. So I think both teams are going to really attack, but if I have to predict, I don't think it's going to be like a easy win for Barca because it's a club too. They want to prove a point. So I feel both teams are going to attack each other.
You sure say Barcelona no just one pull water for Bilbao, but
Nah, I
because
don't
of
know.
Nico Williams.
I don't think so. I'm saying a draw in this game.
Draw.
Yeah. Like,
Barcelona
both team
win. I feel Barcelona are going to win it because
think.
I don't like Barcelona, but I can't expect them to lose every game. But I mean, I backed them to lose the last game they won. So maybe if I say they will lose this
Nah,
one, if I
I'm
say they will win this one, they will lose. Maybe the
I'm
Lord will
sure.
finally deliver them onto me. Then in another game, the La Liga champions Real Madrid welcome another Real to the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Valladolid are coming into town to play against Real Madrid. Any predictions?
Oh, early predictions. I'm saying 3-0 for Real Madrid. I feel like Santiago Bernabeu, and after that draw against Mallorca, they want to prove a point. That okay, that first game, okay. I think I said, especially the manager, Celotti would have noticed something.
It was
But
just Toski.
this is the Santiago Bernabeu.
I
Let's
just
split it to
Toski.
the
That first game, I
exactly
just Toski.
first game. So this one they want to prove a point. So that with their signings, like Mbappe, they want to really.
Is that so?
They want, yeah. So I say them. That's going to be a easy win for Real Madrid.
Okay.
Ahem. Real Valladolid. It's just a shame. It's just a shame that
Oh my shame.
our one of our historical players that played for us, Galma Ronaldo, his club is they are going to face what we
Baptism
call
by fire.
the second baptism, not the first one, the second one.
Mhm.
So I think this weekend, obviously, we are just getting a feel for the season. It's just the players at least they coming from different tournaments, different holidays, and you understand. So there's not much to say. What I just want is this is the first game in Bernabeu this season. So I'm expecting a celebration of Mbappe's arrival. So I'm thinking everybody, if Real Valladolid, they're going to celebrate with us. They're going to celebrate with us. They'll celebrate with us. I think it's going to be a proper the game that we Madrid fans we clamor for. But it's still early. But I think our home is going to be very effective. The fan base and everything, making sure okay the arrival of Mbappe into the Bernabeu. So I see a 5-0 score.
Jesus.
A 5-0 score.
5-0.
I see a 5-0 score. I think first half 3-0, second half 2-0.
What if Valladolid can't register Delima Ronaldo and make come play? Now he can't score the 5.
Then we'll score 6. If he score 5, we score 6. So I seriously I just see the game. I just see the game to be a proper high score. I think the attack they're going to click this match.
Mbappe hand go to pin now. Just
Yeah,
spread and put up one.
Yeah, it's going to spread it a lot in this game.
May spray roll on for them. May armpits no dey kill am.
I think it's going to be a high scoring game. Yeah, just 5-0.
Well, I honestly feel like Madrid are going to like mop the floor with Valladolid anyways. I don't know what they played in their first game, but I see Madrid.
I think they had a draw.
I see Madrid winning by like 2-3 goals anyways. However it's going to be. It's not going to be good to watch. It's going to be a very painful watch. But another game that might keep everyone on the edge of their seats. Atletico Madrid, the other side of Madrid, are welcoming Girona to town. Girona had a very good season last season. This season, they've made a few shrewd signings, even though they've sold some people, but they made a few shrewd signings. And Atletico have also made their shrewd signings as well with Gallagher and Soloff coming in. But Alvarez as well. I almost forgot about Alvarez. But
Lenormand.
Yeah. But Girona as well have also made some shrewd signings as well. So that's also a cracker of a game at the Wanda Metropolitano. So what are we thinking for that game? I'm seeing a draw 2-2.
You stole my points there. That's my prediction for the game. I think it's just like the first Atletico game when they came up against an opponent that can provide goals. Because Villarreal can produce goals, but defensively they're not that sound. I think that's the way Girona is also. They can score a lot, but some defensively they're not that sound. So I think Atletico is going to face that. They're going to score goals, but I think Girona will come with the smoke. So I can see a 2-2 draw there.
Smoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
2-2 draw.
That's all right.
In my opinion, I feel like Atletico Madrid is going to win this one because if you look at the signing Atletico Madrid made, like Solos, we know how good he is. Even against their last game that they drew, you know how decisive
God on his
he is.
baby.
And also, Girona, they've sold. Obviously, I know they did signing, but the players they sold, you can see how important, like Dobic. How many goals they scored? And Savio. And Savinho, Savio had a lot of goals and assists.
And
so,
I think one of their right backs as well.
Exactly, and also sold a midfielder. The midfielder, Alex Garcia, I think Alex Garcia went to Bayer Leverkusen. So obviously, I know they did some signing, but Atletico Madrid, we know how strong Atletico Madrid is at one Metropolitan.
They can be
So I feel like obviously Girona will come there attacking it, but I feel like I Atletico Madrid, Simeone at home, they are really strong. So I say a 2-0 for Atletico
2-0
Madrid, yeah,
Atletico Madrid.
against
Well,
Girona.
that's not an unfair prediction. But moving on now to Germany, Company and Kane are carrying Bayern Munich to go face Wolfsburg in that Bundesliga game. What are we thinking about it?
First of all, I think Company want to prove a point because this is his first Bundesliga game, and he has all the player. He has the squad is fully ready the way I look at it, especially with
Yeah,
Kane
because
and the new
there
wing
aren't
and
that
the
many
wingers.
injuries
And
as it
also,
stands right
most
now.
going to Wolfsburg, I don't think it's always easy for them. Some like maybe some seasons they've been able to win them, some seasons they've lost there. But I feel like um, company want to prove a point like, okay, this is my first official Bundesliga game as a Bayern manager. So I see Bayern winning that one with what they have. I see them win that one. I'm seeing like it's a 3-1 for Bayern.
Bayern 2-0.
I see 3-1.
Yeah, so this is the first week of the Bundesliga season, so I can see Bayern Munich coming with the smoke. You understand? Now, if you see last week, they played I think a DFB Poker group stage. They were able to win 4-0, and they started majority of the players that they signed, and I think those same players are going to start for that game. Only and the rest of them. So I think Bayern Munich are going to 4-1, 4-1, yeah,
Jesus.
4-1.
You're
So
a
I think
very brutal score
so
giver.
I just say 4-1 because Bayern Munich have a very nice attacking prowess, and I think they know how Bayern Leverkusen were able to run away with the league last season. It was literally a giveaway. You understand? So I think Bayern they are going to try to give a statement that okay, these guys are not going to do this in the second season. They're going to keep up the chase this season. Every game like this, I'm going to make a statement. So I think they're going to just take the game, run away with the game, 4-1. Yeah,
Well, I mean, I'm saying 2-1. I'm saying 2-0, but 2-0 Bayern.
it's possible,
2-0 Bayern.
possible.
Because, I mean, it's a lot of changes and everything, new management and all, new signings as well in Paulinia and Michael Olise as well. But I mean, I can't really say much about Wolfsburg, but I know Bayern should win.
Yeah.
It's just, I just think it's going to be a much more mellow scoreline.
Okay.
2-0 or
Okay.
something.
Possible.
In news around the lines of things, Fiorentina have equalized against Puskas. The game is now 2-2. Fiorentina scored a few minutes ago. That's quite interesting to see. And we are just continuing to keep our eye out on the transfer windows and everything. Brentford have completed the signing of Seb van der Berg from Liverpool, about £25 million. It's not something that
Go here.
people saw coming because Van der Berg has not played the Premier League game for Liverpool, but Liverpool were able to recoup 25 million for him. But that's it from us as it stands right now on the Passion of Football. We do hope to see you again the next time. We'll still be here on some type
Type things.
yeah, some type team, yeah, type team. So we'll be here again. Myself, Zion, and Ola.
Yeah.
We hope to see you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so that your friends can also get a hand on
Share,
it.
so
Yeah,
that
share it so that we can eat.
Yeah.
We've not eaten for 4 days. Yeah. Not only football with the team. We don't feature. We don't feel use total football.
yeah.
So help our lives.
So catch you, see you.